There's no way the Seattle Mariners should be able to do this. They were on a long losing streak, and all of a sudden they go on a 10-game rager and get themselves back in the AL West, and now they have a legit shot to win that division. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Bat for Baseball, the baddest baseball podcast on the internet. I'm Adam Peddle, joined alongside by Nicholas Playalong. We were on this podcast probably 2 or 3 weeks ago saying, wow, the Seattle Mariners, or the dramatic fall off has happened. You know, they were looking so good after the trade deadline. Eugenio Suarez, the pitching staff, everyone was clicking. And then they go on this 10-game lose streak. We make another podcast, and then we say, hey, what's going on here? They're losing it all. They're fumbling the bag. And now here we are another 2 weeks later. They're all the way back, and it had to do with some witch magic.
Well, I was going to say, we didn't factor in that there was, clearly a witch over there in Seattle that had a part to play in all of this. A Mariners fan contacted a witch on Etsy. And effectively, whether it was them raising the curse or, imbuing them with magic or a spell or something along those lines, ever since that happened, ever since this witch got into play here, Seattle Mariners have been incredible at baseball. Best baseball team in MLB, actually, since that happened. In their 10-game winning span here, they had a 10-0 record, a plus 50 or better run differential, which is insane, by the way.
Like, that's just 5 games or 5 runs on average per game.
That's ludicrous right there. 20 plus home runs, and that's honestly part of their bread and butter here is with this ball team. They hit bombs, 10 plus stolen bases. They also do that, and then 100 plus pitching strikeouts. Nobody's ever been able to do that before. This is the first time ever, and it's the Seattle Mariners who are the ones capable.
That sounds like witching magic right there.
It sounds, it genuinely sounds like some type of individual, from Harry Potter came in this shit and spun their wand, and here they are. But seriously though, like if we're getting on a real note, Seattle Mariners, like they just turned it on.
Yeah, they did. And it's crazy how dramatic it has been. And you look at the standings now, and there they are. They're half a game behind the Houston Astros. They play one game tonight against the Kansas City Royals trying to finish up that series. But if they can win that game, they're right there. They're neck and neck. We're all talking about magic numbers or all these other teams. Their magic numbers are the remaining games left on their schedule because they are going to go down to the wire. But yeah, you're right. They did turn it on. And when you look at that Mariners lineup, that's the key. That's always been the key for the Mariners because they always have that great pitching staff they can fall back on. This is what's going to bring them to the next level. And they look at what they're doing right now. Jorge Polanco in the month of September, a 1.1 OPS. He was great earlier in the year, got cold, he got great again. Julio Rodriguez, second half Julio with a 987 OPS. Cal Raleigh, he finally, what's he got, 57 homers right now, I believe he does?
Something stupid like that,
ridiculous.
Man. It is something stupid.
Really ridiculous with a 1,000 OPS. Like, who doesn't have an OPS under 700? I see one guy, which is Randy Arozarena. Eugenio Suarez, I mean, that guy's been bad since coming to Seattle. I mean, there's probably some leftover cursed magic when he was here before when he wasn't doing that good. But up and down, you can bank on a lot of these guys having production in this lineup and getting you to that potential AL West championship.
A little minor sidebar right here. I know that you're, I guess kind of an outspoken Julio hater. Take a look at the season long numbers now. I mean, everything's looking pretty good.
801 OPS, 271 average. But I'm a Julio hater in the first half. Like, he is awful in the first half. It's always second half Julio. It's actually uncanny because we talk about Vladimir Guerrero Jr. And then this is good for him. This is probably one of his better seasons.
He is about to get 30-30 as well.
That's true.
With 3 stolen bases away. So the production is there from Julio and looking like he might even get to 100 ribbies this year as well. But point being, I mean, up and down their lineup, they don't just need to rely on Julio Rodriguez because they have so many other individuals. I mean, Cal Raleigh is going to get MVP votes this year, right? Like, this is a squad that is dangerous. And when we've talked about them previously, I've always brought up the fact how well they're going to perform and play in the postseason because they steal bases like crazy, which is a great skill to have. They hit home runs like crazy, which plays awesome in October baseball because it's so difficult to get anything off of, the Tarek Skubals and the Garrett Crochets and the what have you. So very difficult to string hits together. So what can you do? You can steal bases and you can hit hit home runs, and you can manufacture those things just like that. It's like we jump on you, we score a 2-run blast because of all that. And then on top of all of that, they still have a rotation that you can, like to your point, you can fall back on. Now, I will admit, in the last month or so, since September started, Logan Gilbert's been on a tear. So maybe you could make the argument that he's your game one guy right there. Logan Gilbert, always very, very good. Brian Wu falling off a little bit. No one is playing at the level of Logan Gilbert right now. However, that being said, like I just have so much faith and trust in the names in here. George Kirby and Brian Wu and Louis Castillo and I mean, like the list goes on and on and on.
They're doing good enough right now, with that offense to get a lead and then hold on to lead with that bullpen. Like I'm looking right now, they got Emerson Hancock right there in the bullpen. He's been good over 8 2/3 at a 2.08 ERA. Luke Jackson, Carlos Vargas has been good. Edward Bizardo hasn't even given up a run. Caleb Ferguson, like they have good guys in that pen to shut them down. Andres Munoz, their closer, he's got 4 innings under his belt with 0 earned runs. So they've got a good bullpen, and that's really the recipe for success, especially in a very weak kind of overall MLB season. No team's really a juggernaut. If you got 2 things clicking for you, which is an elite offense and an elite bullpen, and then just good enough rotation, which at any moment could be an elite rotation.
And that's honestly what I'm thinking too. Is like I know that these guys are going to perform at a high caliber, at a high clip once we get to the postseason.
Yeah, I'm not upset about rolling their names out there.
No, definitely not at all. Like there are other squads that have certainly bigger question marks than Brian Wu, who went to the bloody All-Star game this year. Yeah. Now, looking at their schedule, everybody, this is really important because it is all coming down to the wire. And if you're a Seattle fan, I mean, like, lock in for this Friday. Because this weekend, this whole weekend, like this could be everything. You got one final game against Kansas City. If you can pick that one up, you're feeling great. Oh, yeah. Because now you're tied. You're 100% tied with those Houston Astros. And then you walk into Houston this Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 3-game series, and this series could determine everything. Because if you can end up getting a series win, or if you could even get a sweep, you might distance yourself just enough and have some of those tiebreakers on Houston to put you over the edge.
Yeah, this is going to be a playoff atmosphere in Houston as well. And Houston, like we're looking at both their schedules right here. To follow up, honestly, if you look at it is pretty cake because you got the A's and the Angels, and then over on the Mariners side of things, you got the Rockies and the Dodgers. However, I just thought of this right now. The Seattle Mariners might be getting a little bit lucky right now because the Dodgers might be resting their guys.
This is true. Yeah,
they could be resting their guys in the final series. They don't care about the Seattle Mariners. That's on the other side of the of the whole MLB. They're not even in the same league. They don't care. So like they might be resting their guys depending on what happens in the following days for the LA Dodgers. So but regardless, if I am the Seattle Mariners, I want to pick up this series because Dodgers are going to be harder. Even though you do have a cake of a series in the Rockies, it is going to be a lot harder for us to take down the Dodgers than what the Houston Astros have to do against the Angels and the A's.
Yeah, it feels like whomstever comes out victorious in this series, you're just going to have such a leg up on the opposition really now. This is the playoff or the AL West playoff odds, excuse me,
crazy
as they've been flying up and down, and actually the percentage of winning the division right here, and you can see it is just a roller coaster across the board. Seattle's up slightly right now. But I mean, we're talking about less than 10 percentage points here, folks. So that's the swing. They lose today, and I guarantee Houston will be back over top of them. So it is truly coming down to the wire. I'm almost a little bit I pity Seattle and Houston fans because of the stress, but I'm also jealous as well because this is why you want to watch September baseball. This is right now we're Toronto Blue Jays fans, and honestly, I'm feeling a little bit left out. I'm like, we handled everything. I'm not stressed out at all. But you guys are playing postseason baseball before all of us right now, so it is going to be so fun to watch.
Well, enjoy the ride, guys. Seattle Mariners fans or Houston Astros fans, let us know your thoughts in the comments down below.
Before we sign off, though, who's winning this?
Oh, yeah, I was going to say, I'm thinking I got to go with Seattle. It's the hot hand. Houston's been kind of dookie.
That's the thing.
I got to go with the hot hand.
I do think Houston is 6-4 in their last 10, so I don't want to go so far to say that they're terrible, but I do believe in the witch magic that is Seattle right now. I do believe in what they're I mean, it's just tough for me to bet against that offense that has 6 individuals with an OPS over 1 right now.
Yeah, and
I'm
also,
going to go with Seattle.
And a little fun note, like Houston's on the road for the last 6 games. Seattle's at home.
That's true.
So there you go.
And honestly, like Colorado, like that's 3 wins.
Yeah,
I'll give them 3 wins just immediately off of Colorado. But you guys let us know in the comments down below. Who do you think is going to be winning the AL West, Houston or Seattle? It is a very, very tight race. Please make sure to hit that like, smash that subscribe button. Like I just said, let us know your thoughts down below.
And then catch you next time.
Cheers.